It's named after the founder and commander of the famous Yellow Jacket, that famous militia unit from Tecumseh's War and the War of 1812. Its county seat is named after an early explorer, Revolutionary War veteran, and the father of a president. It's the home of a Civil War spy that may have saved the Union. They captured the commander of Quantrell's raiders here. And it's also the home of a revolutionary inventor of products for the blind, and so much more. Spencer County, Kentucky. Hey everybody, this is Colonel Carson with Family Tree Nuts, and I'm in front of the historic marker for Spencer County. I'm on the edge of the town of Taylorsville, Kentucky. And by the way, if you like these videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that little bell so you get notifications as to when we post new videos. Spencer County was formed in 1824 from parts of Shelby, Nelson, and Bullitt counties, and it was named for Captain Spier Spencer. Spencer was born around 1770 in Virginia, but moved to then Nelson County, Kentucky with his parents at a young age. Spencer married in Bardstown in 1893 to Elizabeth Polk, who was the daughter of well-known Indian fighter Captain Charles Polk. Spencer and his wife eventually moved to Vincennes, Indiana. In 1809, Governor William Henry Harrison appointed Spencer as sheriff of Harrison County, Indiana. Spencer and his wife ran the Green Leaf Tavern, which was frequented by politicians even after his death in the 1816 Indiana Constitutional Convention. In the first few years of the 1800s, the Shawnee chief Tecumseh had been building his alliance of native tribes with the goal to overthrow the white civilizations in the area and drive them back across the Allegheny Mountains. Governor William Henry Harrison raised a large group of militia to challenge Tecumseh and squash the uprising. Captain Spier Spencer raised up a company of 60 Indiana mounted militiamen called the Yellow Jackets. The unit got its name from the coats they wore, with cuffs and fringes dyed bright yellow. Spencer commanded his unit at the Battle of Tippecanoe on November the 7th, 1811. He was shot in the head and through both thighs, but still encouraged his men to fight bravely. He was carried off the battlefield, but was shot again and died instantly. Word of his bravery was well known, and his local roots was the reason why the newly formed county chose to honor him by giving it his name in 1824. Spencer County has a rich history and has amazing people associated with it. The county seat is Taylorsville, which was laid out in 1799 when the area was still part of Shelby County. Taylorsville is named after Lieutenant Colonel Richard Taylor, who donated 60 acres of land for a town at the confluence of Bershears Creek and Salt River. Taylor also operated a grist mill nearby. Richard Taylor was a graduate of the College of William and Mary. And in 1769, he took a trip with his brother Hancock from Pittsburgh all the way down the Ohio River to the Mississippi, all the way down to New Orleans. Their group is said to have been the first white men to do so. During the Revolutionary War, Richard began as a second lieutenant, but by the time his service had ended, he had been promoted to lieutenant colonel. He served in the battles of White Plains, Trenton, Brandywine, and Monmouth. Additionally, he was involved in the Valley Forge campaign by commandeering supplies for General Washington's army. Richard Taylor was given and acquired about 8,000 acres in Kentucky, and he moved his family to the area in 1785. In 1792, he built his first brick home on land that he bought from Kentucky's first governor, Governor Isaac Shelby. That same year, he served with the Kentucky militia in a campaign against the Shawnee under Major John Adair. He was wounded in battle near Fort St. Clair in Ohio. In the late 1790s, Richard built his home that he named Springfield. Springfield is in the eastern end of the modern Louisville metro area. This is also about the time that he donated land for the town here that bears his name, Taylorsville. Richard died in 1829 and is buried in the family cemetery that became the Zachary Taylor National Cemetery. That cemetery is named after his son, President and Major General Zachary Taylor, the hero of the Mexican War. Old, rough and ready. Another interesting thing that happened in Spencer County was in January of 1865. It was at this time that the Spencer County Courthouse was burned down by Confederate guerrillas led by Captains Henry Magruder, Bill Marion, and Jim Davis. The guerrillas interrupted the services at the Presbyterian Church to tell the county clerk that if he wanted to get anything out of the courthouse, they better do it now because they were getting ready to burn it down. The clerk was able to rescue his Masonic regalia and the county court books, but the courthouse was burned. A new courthouse was built in 1868 and 1869. That courthouse was destroyed in fire that ravaged the town in 1913. After the fire, the present courthouse was built in the same location. The county is also home to the Spencer House in Taylorsville. The Spencer House was a famous hotel and tavern and was built in 1838. It's been used as a funeral home for almost 100 years now. Spencer County is also the home of Felix Grundy Stidger, the spy that saved the Union. Stidger infiltrated the Knights of the Golden Circle, and he became one of their most trusted members. His information led to the destruction of plans that may have changed the tide of the war for the Confederacy. Also, a bit south of Taylorsville, the infamous Captain William Quantrill, the leader of Quantrell's raiders, was mortally wounded and captured. He died a few weeks later in the Louisville Prison Hospital. Another person of note from the county is James Morrison Heady. Heady struggled with blindness and deafness, but that didn't stop him from becoming an author, a poet, and a revolutionary inventor of many things for the blind community. The county is also the location of the beautiful historic home called Vaucluse, which is also known as the Jacob Yoder House. Jacob Yoder built the house in 1804 and originally named it Beachland. Jacob Yoder invented the flatboat, and in 1782 he became the first man to take a flatboat from Pittsburgh down the Ohio River, down the Mississippi River, all the way to New Orleans and sell his goods for a profit. Now I know we've just scratched the surface of this beautiful and wonderful community of Spencer County, Kentucky. Be sure to learn more. And remember, Family Tree Nuts. Let our nuts find the nuts in your family tree.